That's how we do it in my garden.
Hello. I think Mexican Sofa's a bit confused. Twitch isn't saying I'm live yet. But I'm most definitely live. Unless Twitch is broken. Twitch is not broken. Where's OBS gone? There it is. There's that. There's that. There's that. There's that. That. I need to do a few things. Hang on. I really should have done this before I started the stream. That. All of the engine noises. So, yeah, I brought us through to late summer. But while I was doing that, I had looked at the cows while I was, making sure they had enough TMR. Nobody pointed this out to me. Nobody pointed out to me that we had over 100,000 litres of milk. So, I'm looking, well, I went for a walk today, and then the Ice Age hit. How am I today? I'm pretty good. So, yeah, plan for today is sell 100,000 litres of milk. I already sold a trailer load, hence why we've got 50 grand. So we're going to be rich. Very, very rich indeed. It's also why I've got the truck rented, because... there's no point in waiting for a great demand with this much milk. There is no point. We have 100,000 litres. It is too much. And once we get this sold, I'm probably going to sell off the Ariane. Sell off the smaller class and get something a bit more powerful. Because I don't want to be alternating between... I might also sell off the Ursus, come to think of it. I might go down to 2 tractors, but have 2 tractors that I can do stuff with. Is kind of the current plan. Stonks! What the hell are stonks, by the way? Sell the Ursus. That is currently in my mind. We'll find out if I do that later, because I will find out too. Buy a fancy John Deere top of the range. One of the options that I have open to me is a John Deere. Can someone tell you why the sun is setting in the north and not the west? In Farm Sim or in real life? Because if it's in Farm Sim, the maps are actually tilted 90 degrees for some reason. How do you get milk with seasons? You need to wait for your cows to be old enough and get some cows that produce milk, like Holsteins. Holsteins? 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 One of those. The black and white bios. How am I keeping? I'm keeping good. I went for a walk today and came back as it was raining, because of course I did. And I got some stuff. And I'm quite happy with myself today. Excuse me, sir. I believe I am a roadblock. Real life. Oh. Are you sure it's setting in the north? What time of year is it? It's not the right time of year for it to be setting very northern. I guess it kind of is. You have the pictures Oxy is putting out? I haven't looked at them. I keep meaning to look at them and I keep not. I'm kind of, if you guys... Well, you guys know me at this point, most of you. I'm the kind of person who avoids pictures and videos of maps until they're out. Or until I have them. Whichever comes first. And then I go ham with them. So I'm not too pushed about seeing pictures of Sandy Bay. Let's have a look here. I'm probably gonna go with a medium. It's gonna be a medium. Let's see. That's definitely an option. That's definitely an option. These two are kind of where I'm sat right now. I mean, I could go for like a Maxim or a 6R. Those are also options. Hey Cam, I am doing good. How are you? Buy 7810. See, I put the 7810 in today. It was not in the map before. And I figured people might want to see a 7810 on Shamrock because it's kind of fitting. You're trying, you caught a glimpse and fell in love. See, I'm great because I can just straight up ignore them. Because like the more that I see, the less I want to play the map almost. I kind of like coming in fresh and having that sense of awe in the first stream. Sets over Glasgow, which is west to be setting towards Inverness. Is it the right time of the year for it to be setting northerly? I think so, yeah, it should. The sun doesn't always set due west and rise due east. It does actually process in like a figure 8 pattern. Sometimes it's more northerly. I think we're coming up to about the right time of year for it to be... Oh, we totally are, yeah. We're coming up to a solstice. So yeah, it makes sense that it's a bit more northerly than it usually is. Max, I've got 85 grand now and I'm thinking of selling 2 tractors. And if I sell the class, it means I'm selling a few bits of extra equipment. Not the 800, because the 800's staying, but if I sell the smaller one, I can sell the front loader equipment too. No cheating needed. Not today, anyway. I mean, the other option is to sell one of them and buy a new field, because I think... Come on, stop saving! How much is field 4? 207. Field 5... Field 5 is 129. And that's right around the region of cash monies that I'll have. What, due west in mid-January? Yeah, when it gets to the edges of the procession, it actually moves a lot more per day. Sell the Ursus by the 7810. I'll have a look while we're selling the milk at how much the 7810 is. And I'll make a decision then. I may sell both and buy 7810. Who knows? Not me. I'm the only one who probably would know. Unless there's a time traveler in here. In which case, can I please have the winning lottery numbers? For all of them. Particularly the ones with big prizes. 7810 will fit in with the map. I mean, most tractors will. Also, are we just gonna ignore the fact that I managed to do a tail whip wheelie with the trailer? Twice. We're just gonna conveniently ignore that, because that was kind of impressive. Did I have pancakes? I had one. I had one pancake. I'll be having more later today. 7810 is 96.2. That's the wrong button. 96.2, but that's for 205. I mean, if I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it with front hydraulics, Michelin tires, thick boys, that as a 7810. See, suddenly it's 127 grand, and that's suddenly a lot more expensive. Because the 90 whatever is for 7600 and I want a 7810. All lotto numbers are pi. Everything is yeah, everything is contained within the number pi. And if you could decipher, the number pi is basically like, it encodes everything, because it's a never-ending decimal. So if you went enough digits into pi, you would find out when you die and how, if you could decipher it. You'll find out, you know, who wins the next World Cup, how to win the lottery, every single time. Past, present, and future are all within pi. Unfortunately, we don't actually know how to decipher pi, so it's just a series of numbers that help define a circle. Huh. I'm definitely getting rid of the little class. I've decided. The Ursus... Nice Twitch message. Ah, it came through. Pancake! I like how you can send out custom notifications on Twitch. A Squircle. So let's do that now. Let's get rid of... How much equipment do I have with it? I'm getting rid of this too because it's broken and kind of annoying me that it's still in the thingy. So just bear with while I get rid of the Ferguson stuff. That is a mod that is legitimately broken. The mod author was made aware of it. Right, so I have the actual tractor itself, as well as... let's see what front loader equipment I got. That is a front loader. We'll sell off the front loader equipment first. So, a telehandler. Okay, that can go too. Do I think we've got pre-release Sandy Bay? I have no idea. I legitimately have no idea. Oxy, I think, has only given it to like 1 or 2 people this time around, and he hasn't said who. He never does, so if I get it, awesome. If I don't, awesome. I'll play it either way. It's not something that I'm gonna be getting upset about. Like, if he wanted to, and I've told him this in the past, if he wants to send me a map to test, I will go out of my way to test a map. But I've given him... Whoa, woo! He basically has all the tools to test a map himself now, which is... okay. Makes life a lot easier for him. Yeah, Aaron, just because you had a bad experience with Ursus doesn't mean nobody can use them ever. If I want to use one, then I want to use one, and I'll use one. Yeah, I get that you had a bad experience, but stop trying to make me stop using the Ursus. I don't try and make people stop using equipment that I don't like. So you stop making me... or trying to make me stop using equipment that you don't like. Oh, get out of the way, you git. I'm blaming the John Deere for that. Plus you can't die in farm sim. I mean, I've tried many times. Case in point, the flip I did on the way down to the shop last time. The question now really is, do I get a new tractor or do I get a new field? Because they're the two options. I'm thinking new tractor, because the cows will produce enough, the same amount of milk again next time. And we'll have stupid amounts of corn. So I'm thinking a new tractor might be a good idea, and then we can start selling off some crops and stuff, hopefully in a high demand. Or great demand, or whatever you want to call it. Field makes more money more faster than tractor. This is true. This is true. New tractor so you can use it on the new field next time. That is also true. Like, the thing I'm thinking about is new tractor would be faster because I'd be able to use two pieces of equipment at once. At the moment I'm kind of limited to what the Ursus can barely run and what the 800 can definitely run. The 400 is out of its useful range on this map, unfortunately. Another 15,000 litres of milk to sell. Then we can return the truck. I could have done this off camera and just appeared today with like 200 grand immediately. What's wrong with the Ferguson? Unfortunately, the exact one that I bought is broken. The manure fork in that pack is too heavy and it breaks physics. Now, that's one of the mods where I can say straight up, it is broken, it is not working as intended. And I did tell the mod author exactly what I did, and they figured out what went wrong immediately. It's a mistake on their part. I'm not hating on them or anything. You know, something that they missed and somehow got missed by Giants too. You don't use the front loader version? Well, then you're fine. A second kind of note, Aaron, is that it's just not powerful enough for me to want to keep it. It can't really do anything of use on this map, unfortunately. Plus, there's nowhere near enough equipment for that thing. If there was some really nice classic equipment from the Ferguson pack itself, then I'd totally use it, but it's too small. Too small, not powerful enough. Sell the remaining milk. Hop out of the truck. See, I'm really caught between new field and new tractor. Let's return the truck, because that was only leased. And we will sell you. You are unfortunately not powerful enough for my needs on this map. Did I see the Fortune Trailer pack released today? They look nice. Is that the Muxbird pack? It does actually look quite good. Doesn't fit my needs at the moment, might in the future. I'm not like I'm not gonna download all of the mods ever just because, hey, this looks nice. Hey, this looks nice. It's like, yeah, can I see? Oh crap. Can I see a use for this? If yes, download. If not, no. Muck line, grain and silage. I only saw the muck version. That may be vaguely useful. Are they dolly trailers though? Oh, hang on. Sell that. Right, plan. Buy 7810. Front hydraulic, Michelin, Thix, roll 1, 7810, buy. How much was field 5? by. That's the problem sorted entirely. Hello, Ivo. This is the same problem with as the Ursus in that it's hellaciously loud, but okay. And luckily, Field 5 has grass in it. Do you know what my other plan for today was? Seeing as we sold off the 100,000 litres of milk that I completely forgot about. The hint was in the thumbnail with the class. I had planned everything. That said, I didn't plan on getting the 7810. That was kind of a spur of the moment thing. Right, let's just get this on the go. And I am going to do silage again, because silage. I've got more than enough hay to see me through, so silage is probably the better option for now, at least. Is this more out on all platforms? No, but I think CD is trying to get it out here. Front mower? Why would I need a front mower? Excuse me, could you... A front mower would get in the way of what I want to do. If I had a front mower on this, I wouldn't be able to do this, basically. I guess I could, but it wouldn't be as fun. And we'll blast through this field in no time whatsoever, John. In fact, we'll blast through all 4 fields with the mower in basically no time, and we can get straight on to actually cutting the silage. Because the actual mowing is the time-consuming bit. Do I think any of the new mods? I didn't see a use for any of them for, like, what I'm doing at the moment, but they all look pretty good. T6 looks pretty good. Was it T6? Yeah, the T6 looks pretty good. The Fortune trailer pack I need to have another look at. Because I apparently missed quite a lot. I only give mods, like, really quick looks, and if I don't immediately get ideas, I'm like, okay. So I'll look again tomorrow. Nothing against mod authors or anything, it's just that there are so many mods now that if I download them all to have a look at them, my mod folder would be unmanageable. It already is, but I mean, still. Oh yeah, the Fendt front loader equipment looked pretty good too. Now that I think about it, the Fendt front loader stuff looked half decent. I don't even need to use a a windrower. I can just let the field do the field. Raise this up. Professional mowing right here. And the swather on it works really well. I'm actually kind of annoyed that I didn't download this earlier. Props to CD. Does also seem to have fixed the weird issue it had with weight in FS17, so extra props. There we go, that's pass number 2 done. This is going to be the only triple pass swath, by the way. Everything else is going to be done in 2. Just the outer swath is probably best done in a triple. Hello, SG. How's it going today? Gokers Valley is a nice map. No sleeping trigger, animal pens, and new farmer. That's probably intentional. They've done it to meet the standards of the standard Giants map. Or the two maps from FS19, so it won't have a sleep trigger, it won't have animal pens. They basically pared it down to what it would have been if it was in FS19. You have your mask on, full hazmat suit? SG school is closed, or 2 schools in SG's area are closed because people are terrified of COVID-19. There we go. Professional mowing. Only the best. Giants maps have sleep triggers on new farmer, do they? Are you 110% definitely 100% sure? Because you know how often I forget stuff. I'm more than happy to be wrong in this situation. Goldcrest only for PC version. Check the website, Richard. I think it's console too. I think. I see no reason why it wouldn't be. People are showing symptoms? Well then it's 2 weeks too late. If people are showing symptoms, that means they've had it for 2 weeks. Because you spend 2 weeks infectious but asymptomatic. Just zoom out a bit to get the noise level down a bit. There we go. And if they're showing symptoms, they'll only have it for like 2 weeks. I had to look at some stats yesterday. Looks like the average infection time is about 2 weeks after 2 weeks of asymptomatic infectiousness. Hey, Richard. They went 2 Saturdays ago. That all lines up. If they do have it, then yeah, they've been infectious for the last 2 weeks, and they, well, for whatever reason, weren't quarantined just in case. Came back Saturday, just gone. Then it's probably just a flu in that case. People are kind of panicking because of it, and quite often it's just somebody has a flu. It's cloudy in Shetland. It was snowing here. Oh god, is it snowing again? I think it might be snowing again, but my window's fogged up so I can't tell. I mean, if my window's fogged up, it means it's cold. There may be a triple pass in the middle, actually. I maybe actually should have gone straight down the middle here, because I'm making a hames of this. Do you get easily paranoid? Bear in mind, SG, that I'm keeping track of it out of what amounts to scientific curiosity, so if they went 2 weeks, if they went 2 Saturdays ago, that means that they would, at the very worst, if they did have it, still actually be asymptomatic. The fact that they're showing symptoms means that it's much more likely they've got a bad cold or a flu. Or just a chest infection. Because the incubation period is about 14 days, during which point the patient is still capable of infecting. Getting snow tonight, tomorrow and Sunday, or Thursday. Nice! We're under snow warning for like tonight as well. And my sister's working, which she wasn't supposed to be. She found out this morning. So, it could be a fun day tomorrow. She might get stuck in work. By the way, it looks like some of the corn... I didn't actually check. It looks like some of the corn didn't actually... Yeah, look. We got germination failed here, and for some reason harvested over here. And some withered barley for some reason. Canola even, withered canola. It's all gone wrong. You have no snow? I very nearly ran downtown and bought 17 loaves of bread because of the snow. I mean, that's the dumb thing when there's snow, isn't it? You go out and buy silly amounts of bread because panic. At least it was during the Beast from the East. There's snow coming! Quick, buy all the bread! What good would loaves of bread do? Buy bread mix, you twits. Loaves of bread go stale. Bread mix you can make later. Hey, Frederick. How's it going today, dude? UK has no clue what to do when there's a tiny flake. I know. That was the joke I was making in Discord earlier when I was saying there's snow, panic, send help, send the army. I was just like, oh, that's pretty. I'm really glad that I don't have to go outside again. You can put bread in the freezer and that way it lasts longer. Or if it's snowing, you can just put it in the snow. That way, you get to use the snow for something. And then you can have a snow beer party where you use the beer as an ice cooler. Use the snow as an ice cooler for the beer. You can tell. At what point could you tell, SG? Was it the point where I was telling Yanis to come get the snow because it got lost? Or was it the point where I was asking Blaj if he'd lost any snow recently? New tractor, yes indeed. The 400 series class is however gone, because that wasn't as useful as I would have liked. You did that 2 years ago? Nice. Shouting I need help. Look at me looking like I know what I'm doing with this mower. To be honest, I'm kind of impressed we still have 31 grand left over. It will make the thing that I want to do next a bit easier. In fact, it might change my plan. Oh, will it change my plan for what I want to do next? Because I have a plan, and I actually just come up with a different... I had 2 plans, and like one was vaguely saying the other one was, it's a bit silly, but it'll work. And I'm kind of wondering if the silly but it will work plan is a good idea. By the way, if you're wondering where the hell I'm going to put all the silage, I do still have... Because this is going to be silage, I do still have the thing, the pits in the main yard. This tractor sounds way better than class. It does at times, but then at times it gets audio bugs. I have noticed that. The class doesn't get audio bugs, so it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I think the raw sound on this is better. It sounds more like a diesel. Did I get a reply last night about the thing? No. Hello, Stephen. How's it going today? Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I did have to shout at one of the Discord mods last night after the stream, and I used some rather robust language and phrasing because it annoyed me a lot. All good today, Stephen. No headaches yet. Well, I say no headaches. My face was very sore earlier when I was coming back from the walk. It may have been... It was probably the first time a few of the mods saw me going off on somebody like that. But, a point needed to be made. In any case, this mower is really good, actually. Genuinely, I'm very pleased with it. I know that I quite often say, this equipment is this equipment is this equipment. It's very difficult to get good or bad, particularly with trailers. But I mean, if there's a very good trailer, you know it's a very good trailer. This is a very good mower. I applaud CD and his effort and work on this. The fact that it perfectly fits this map does help. Especially with the 7810 on the front. Like when you get that equipment pairing that just perfectly fits a map, it is a good feeling. Whereas this mower, it is on the 4D modding Facebook page, David. If you're on PC, you can get it. If you're on console, I'm afraid you're fed out of luck at the moment. I think it might be able to come to PC. Come to console via the mod hub, but at the moment it is PC only through 4D Modding's Facebook page. Thoroughly recommend if you are on PC. You're on PC? Yeah, go over to 4D's Facebook page. It's the Cavern Tarup numbers. Hey, Toxic Plays. Yeah, what is this more again? Let me find out for you to make it a bit easier. Because he has a mega list, and you gotta faff about with it a bit. It is the 4032. If it's the GTX side-off mod hub for silage, you get free digestate as well. See, I'm not fond of the idea. Because digestate shouldn't be produced when you're producing silage. If you're getting digestate, you're doing it wrong. Just Cavern will go to console. Yeah, if it does go to console, it'll be just flat branded Cavernland. But see, he's kind of lucky in that it is a brand that can theoretically go to console. This is really relaxing. I know that I've been going ham with silage the last couple of days, but you'll be glad to hear that that's no longer necessary. We'll have more than enough now. We'll have more than enough silage that I won't need to be concerned, and having field 5 is actually the tipping point. These mowers are rare to see. If you see them, they're a bit confusing at first look. They're not so rare in Ireland, Yanis. I've never seen this, like, specific mower, but I've seen, you quite commonly see mowers of this style. The, mower swathers. I've got this set in the wrong mode. There we go. The only downside of this is it does have like a flat deposit mode, and there's no visual cue for what it's like for the mode until you actually start mowing. Will it be enough when the cows breed again? I don't know. We're up to 90 something cows. We'll be over 100 very soon. So the answer to that question causes possibly not. Although it'll be no, it'll be pretty tight on whether or not it is. As it is, I think we're just about keeping up. So we might be okay. Do 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 do. Milk drinker? I don't drink enough milk, actually. Should have a couple of glasses of milk a day, but I don't. You have two of them, one with and one without swather? Yeah, they're not, like, mowers like this aren't exactly rare in Ireland and the UK, because it reduces your need to have more equipment that, you know, is more expensive. Do 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 do. I haven't tea, that's enough. I mean, I have been upping the I know it was a Skyrim reference, but it made me think that I don't drink enough milk. Thank you for the reminder. I have been upping the amount of tea I've been drinking lately, and I found my mother at one point put my travel mug thermos thing away for safekeeping, and then forgot to tell me that she'd put it away, so she pulled that out today, so I'll be having even more tea than usual in the very near future. Because that is my mug. That is tea. That is my tea-mobile. When I need tea, I drink out of that, because delicious, delicious hot tea. Come on, you can make it. Oh. I should probably lift this and reverse a touch. There we go. That shouldn't catch in the gate. Shouldn't catch in the... It caught in the gate. It'll be fine. There we go. Now this... Yep, that's swath deposit. That's fine. That's what I want. When you saw autographs conditioner on the back, so the grass is better for silage. Yeah, these have conditioners as well. The mowers like these would have, around Ireland at least, would have conditioners because, like, silage is the main thing here. Hay is done, but not as heavily as silage. Because the weather here is much better for silage, it's easier to get like 1 dry day rather than 5 to 10. Is it tea with tea leaves? No. No, tea bags. Can't be bothered with tea leaves. I don't want crunchies in my tea. There we go. This headland method actually is working, which I'm honestly kind of surprised by. Wasn't expecting this to go as well as it is. See, told you it was fine last time around. Now for the complicated bit, because this is a 3-stage process. Stage 1 is get that down, stage 2 is flip around. And stage 3 is get back on the mowing. There we go. Have I tried goat's milk? No, but I've tried goat's cheese and it's delicious. Yanis, that's not a call for you to send me goat's milk. That would be kind of weird. There's nothing worse than when there's tea bag splits. Exactly! Because then you get the crunchies at the bottom. It's like, no, this is disgusting. That's disgusting. So I'm just give me tea bag, good strong tea bag, good strong bag of tea leaves that does not split, and then like a small bit of milk just to get some extra flavor into the tea. No sugar, please, or sweeteners, and then I have a nice cup of tea. Have I ever driven a tractor in real life? No. Unless you mean anything with a diesel engine, in which case, yes. It's too expensive and you need it yourselves. But no, I've never driven a real world tractor. I've driven a couple of cars, a go-kart, and a couple of boats. But I have never driven a tractor, never driven a truck, never flown a plane in real life as much as I'd love to. You flipped a go-kart. That's impressive, Frederick. I was drifting on like a beast last week. Genuinely prefer going karting in the wet. I'm faster in the dry, but oh my god, the drifts. So I still need a wide pickup? It'll be fine, cuz. I will bring the silage harvester down in here. That's actually why I left it up in the town. It's much easier to get down here. It hurt a lot, I can imagine. So much fun in the wet, just effectively steering with the throttle. Because, like, you can't drive them normally in the wet. You have to kick the back out. And then when you kick the back out, all the steering is basically how brave are you on the throttle and how good are you at opposite lock. Answer for me, very and kind of okay. Very brave on throttle, decent at opposite lock. You slam the brakes on and floor it? I don't slam the brake. Well, I did on 1 or 2 occasions intentionally lock the brakes to kick the back out. To take a corner tighter last week. Because I realised that if I locked the brakes to a certain amount, or very briefly, I could actually get more turn in. So I did abuse that on more than one occasion to get a bit of extra turning on the corners. And corner exit was just sideways. Because more fun. More sideways, more fun. See, look at that for expert silage cutting. Just absolutely yes. Flat out sideways and loads of laughter. Pretty much. I mean, you feel it a bit more when you're going sideways. Because, you're doing a whole lot more steering inputs than you normally would, and there is a mild panic. I am going to do a triple swath here-ish. Just to get the vaguely straight lines in. Dad let you take the car out and the few to handbrake turns. Long story short, you racked the clutch. Yeah, that's why, you know, you need driving lessons. That's why people need driving lessons, because clutches are confusing beasts. Come on. I'll get there eventually. There we go. This makes it look like I know what I'm doing, which is slightly concerning. Hey, CD. You've missed me praising this mower. You've done a particularly good job with it. Skip the clutch and get an auto? No! You've drifted a go-kart. It is just so much fun. Because the joy of go-karts is the lack of suspension, because you then get all of the feel. You know exactly what the kart is doing. And in a way, it teaches you car control. Mowing along? Yeah. A lot of people have been asking where to get this. And if it's coming to console, which I see one reason why I couldn't, and that's Tarup, but as a Kverneland, yeah, I mean, it's an in-game brand. They can't throw a hissy fit. Doesn't need debranding. Yeah, that's the downside of karting, Steve, is the pain. I have knacked myself quite badly in every way. Pain. Uploaded as Kverneland for console. There you go, console guys. You hopefully will be getting this sooner rather than never. I do wonder what would happen if you tried uploading it as a Tarup as well. Because, like, isn't Tarup owned by Kverneland completely? But I know there's some weirdness with licenses that sometimes you do get the daughter brand, sometimes you don't. What's JD? It's a 7810, and I legit have no idea where I got it. If it's not on the Mod Hub, then it might be on Yes Mods. If it's not on Yes Mods, then it's from Facebook somewhere or other. Xander will get the mower for all your mowing needs. Yeah. To be fair, the 7810 isn't bad either. It's just kind of plodding along. If Kverneland don't Tarup, you should be, but there's weirdness with like sub brands and all that kind of crap. So that's why the question is there over tariff. If somebody wants to Google it, I'm sure that you'll find an answer. Or alternatively, check if there's any tariffs on the mod hub already. That would be a good secondary option. Yeah, now that I look at it, this is a much better way of doing the field than the first field that I did. Okay. I'm looking forward to field 5 because that's going to be fun. That's a whole lot of mold to be do. But we will clean up these 2 fields first, because I have noticed that the grass is in its... This is dry grass form. We're doing food practice for your exam at school? That's fine, Henry. There's no attendance sheet taken at the start of the stream, dude. You don't need to worry about showing up midway through or whatever. You don't even need to worry about showing up. Like, if you're here, you're here. Great. Welcome. Please enjoy the show. If not, then I hope whatever you're doing is fun. Or important. Either of them is a complete pass as far as I'm concerned. Food practice, you practice eating it. Why didn't I take those classes? School is a tad more important. I mean, that's why I threw in important. School, and business, and family stuff. They're the, I didn't derp. Do I bail the silage or put it in the clamp? It's gonna go into the clamp, Frederick. Silage bales are a bit of a pain to deal with, so I just clamp it. It's easier. Do I have enough TMR for the cows? Not at the moment, no. But, I will do. The only limiting factor now is actually straw. That's where I'm concerned now, but now that I know that you can just buy the stuff for the mixer, that's like, I'm just going to keep some money aside just in case. But it shouldn't take too much straw, so I should be fine. This is some proper Irish style silage right here. Doesn't matter how dry or wet the grass is, it's getting mowed. And as long as nothing gets stuck, it's fine. Or in some cases, even if something gets stuck. I have seen a field get ploughed up while somebody decided to cut silage before. Vernon Tarp time. I did promise you guys I'd use this. Also, Arnagri, if you weren't here, actually for people who weren't here, who are catching up and just joining, the money you see is not cheated, that is legit. I know that it's unusual to hear from me. Turns out, we had over 100,000 litres of milk from the cows, so I leased a truck, sold all the milk, and we ended up with 200 and something thousand. I also sold the small class because I just wasn't using it. There was no job that it was really useful for, so I sold that and all the front loader equipment. The plan was to buy a field or a tractor, one or the other. Wasn't initially planning on both, and I was kind of humming and hawing between the two. As it turned out, I didn't need to. The tractor was the first buy, and then I realised I had 160 grand left, so I bought the Field 5 there for 130. So that's where we are now, and we're doing some silage. Field 5 is going to be the next field we do, because, yes. I did, however, cheat in the money to buy the Tarot. At least I think I did. I did cheat in some money last night when I was doing the off-camera work, because I didn't realise about the milk until quite late. Then I sold, I think, about 50,000 litres of milk. Can't wait for one from CD. Well, you have to. You have to wait. I'm looking forward to... Like, I'm not a big fan of high spec, but I'm kind of looking forward to the high spec. Just because it looks like CD is now flexing again on what he can do with mods. I don't know if I'll use it all that much, but I'll definitely give it a download and have a look. Because, I mean, if I'm using a slurry tanker, I'm using an Abbey slurry tanker. Or something that fits the area. UK is going to be Abbey, because... Abbey. I'll see, yeah, CD's baler is going to be very nice indeed. Especially if it works with seasons. Like, unfortunately, if a baler doesn't work with seasons, I don't work with the baler, because pretty much all I do is seasons now. The other beaten armor, Salmon Brand. Can't wait for the cheetah. You're one of the only people, Arnagri, that I know who actually likes doing sugar beet in Farm Sim. Because it is very time consuming for what it is. It is like it's a good end game crop though, because like it does give you a decent return financially, and you can buy hella huge equipment for it. It's just there's no real way to get into an early game. Professional mowing, that's the first time I've ever heard that said about me. I'm just guessing and doing a mow. I do wish that... Is there a visual cue for... No, there is no... Is there a visual cue for when it's... Oh, there is, it's just really subtle. Okay. So there is a... flat drop visual cue. It's so subtle that I never noticed it. All you need is for CD3s, the CL120 loader. I really wish that somebody, I don't care who, would release a conventional bale and accumulator pack. I don't care what kind of accumulator. As long as they put in some sort of method to get it onto a big old trailer, so you can sell off the bales or do what you want with them. All I want is somebody to make that for PC and or console. Do not care afterwards. ZD had one in 17 for the Welger. That's true, but a lot of people had them for the Welger in 17. The Welger has kind of met its best before date for me. I think it's beyond its useful life in game, for me at least. That said, ARM team have quit, haven't ARM team? I think have quit or are taking an extended break, shall we say? So it's unlikely we'll see the Welger again, which sucks in a way because that thing's been through all the farm sims and legit I just think it needed an overhaul. We need a Chrome Rake, like from ARM team in 17. I think ARM team, correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear I saw them put out a statement that like one of them, or the dude that is ARM team, has like a family medical thing going on, and modding isn't exactly top priority, and therefore quit. Family problems, yeah. They've officially, yeah, they've quit officially, but a lot of modders quit officially, just kind of in a way, and I mean this in the nicest way. They quit officially, but they basically mean, I'll be back at some time, please don't bother me in the meantime. Hey, Bailey Trotter. That's no disrespect to modders, like, I completely get why they say, I quit. When they actually mean, I'm going away for a while, please leave me alone. I have a life too. If you just joined on that, you think I'm quitting YouTube? No. Can't afford that right now. These straight lines are looking good, by the way. They're all vaguely in the same direction. It's like a do not disturb button. Pretty much, yeah. When's this more coming out for console? When the CD puts it in for testing as just a Convertland, and when it passes testing as just a Convertland. Which I think I've got it in full Convertland spec at the moment. Do I have it as a Convertland or a Tarup? Oh, I've got it as a Tarup. Whoops. Tends to take over your life. Yeah. I mean, I sometimes get a bit blunt with the whole quitting doesn't mean quitting. Especially with Lancy Boy. It is kind of just a... I need a break from this. Leave me alone. I'll be back when I'm back. Kind of statement for a lot of people. Especially Lancy. Ava's Convertland? Okay. Whatever you say. Hard help isn't working. Sometimes it decides it doesn't want to work. I fully understand it. So do I. I wish there was an easier way for modders to do that and make a statement saying, I need some time away from modding. Please leave me alone. In the meat, I'll be back when I'm back. But there really isn't. The I quit statement is the only one they can really make that people will listen to. I guess it opens people's eyes up to the fact that modding is very difficult. I have it as a mower, yes. They did put out an offer to any modders who want to take on any of the problem. And I mean this with the utmost respect to ARM team, knowing, they're going through a difficult time. The problem with the ARM team mods is they're made in a very specific way that they're very difficult to work with. Particularly the Lely Welger. They actually the Merlot has similar problems, or had. Where they're made with literal photo textures, and they're difficult to work with. Very difficult, because everything has to be angled wonky. I tried kind of remastering the Welger in 17, and it's basically impossible to do a whole lot with, to improve, in my eyes at least, the textures. Which is the thing? There's the thing. Now you go. Couldn't quit as the nagging. Can you make this and that? Yeah. Like, at least you know, and I hope all the modders that come around here know, when I say it would be really nice if X, it's literally just me thinking out loud. And to be fair, I know, or at least knew in 17 what was possible to do with maps. So, any requests I make are a bit more down to earth and realistic than some people's. Like Mud Mod, I don't think it really fits in maps. I get that some people like it, but I don't think it fits as kind of a default thing. Because the physics of the game aren't made to cope with it. If it's a visual thing, then yeah. If it's full on, your tractor will get stuck every time you try and enter this field, mod, no. Suggestions are fine, demands are a no-no. Get silage sides! Oh, that perfect timing on that. That's it, I probably should get silage sides for the trailer. Oops. The problem with getting silage sides for this is when I do grain, people will complain that I shouldn't have silage sides on it. It's 6 of one, half dozen the other situation here. Mud is for people who want dynamic terrain, and it's, you know, kind of the closest they could get to it. But I'd love to see dynamic terrain in Farm Sim when the tech is there. I don't want to see it right now. I don't want to see it until the technology and the whole dynamic terrain thing is properly figured out so it'll work 100% of the time. Like even with concrete and whatnot, where you can get like cracks in the concrete and stuff, that'd be awesome. But as things are right now, no, it'd be a terrible idea in Farm Sim. It's nice to be surprised. It totally is. I get that. See, there's two sides to that argument, because the guys who release with no warning are just like, if it does well, it does well. There's guys like Oxy who know people like his maps and whatnot, so he promotes the snot out of them and teases them and gets people hyped so that the map gets really good ratings on day one and really good downloads. You know, there's some mappers that are proud of their work and want the maps to do well, straight out the box, so there's two sides to the promote versus no promote argument there. Do your own things now, then listen to reviews on ups, downs, or even this and that might look better. Well, that's it, like, and then sometimes some of the stuff people want is just personal preference. Like, me personally, I don't like solid hedges. I just despise them because it makes it difficult to faff about as much. And I keep forgetting that they're solid and then driving into them and wondering why I've smacked into a hedge. But I know there's a lot of people who love solid hedges because it makes them play realistically. So, no matter what decision you make, there's going to be people who don't like it. Yeah, honest, that's pretty much the story I heard, is it'll be in Farm Sim eventually. But right now the big issue is trying to actually get it to work properly. Because I don't know how true it is. I was told this by somebody, and I'm not entirely sure how true it is. I was told, and it wasn't by somebody within Giants, hence why I'm not entirely sure. I was told that Giants, if they ever put in dynamic terrain, it will be dynamic everything. It won't just be dynamic fields like cattle and crops or whatever. It'll be dynamic everything, like even the roads will be dynamic. And have like puddles forming and stuff, so not having solid hedges, I'm more likely to play that one than your current map. Because solid hedges are the devil. How much would it be to put silage sides on this? Because I know it does increase the capacity, and that'd be kind of nice. Let's throw this into the workshop and see. Nope, I just switched on a light. Excuse me. There's a trigger here somewhere. The trigger for the workshop doesn't want to work for some reason. What? There we go. I was buttoning too fast. Roundbales can't escape or get stuck in the middle of the hedge. You could do Oxy hedges, the way that Oxy and Bullet Bill does them. Because Bullet Bill actually spoke with Giants back in FS17 to ask if he could put a specific collision mesh on the hedges. If you put a specific collision mesh on the hedges that isn't the default solid one, you can actually set it so that bales and headers... I said headers weird because I was trying to remember. Bales and headers, and I think some more... No, not the tractor! Your current one's pretty rubbish, but first map, you learn. Let's repair this for €45. And how much is... Why is there no music? Hang on. There should be music. Pretzel. It doesn't want to play anything. Do I still have the old media player hanging around somewhere? I can't even remember what it was called. Actually, maybe if I reopen Pretzel, it might work. There we go. Pretzel just did a derp. It costs nothing. Oh, well, in that case. I thought it cost money. Fine with free things. There we go. You've had to hit bale stuck in buried tree bushes and oxy hedges. Yeah, that's kind of the downside of Oxy's method, and myself and Landy have shouted many times about burying trees. But it's a thing for making like small bushes look like they're there. It is a major pet peeve of mine. Like, don't think I actually like it. It looks pretty, but then you start getting stuff stuck in them and it's like, why do you decide this is a good idea? Okay, now we have silage sides, so everybody can be happy. Just don't use round bales, problem solved. I mean, that is an easy solution to the problem. That's a similar solution to what I use. No, not this one, this one. Hey, Jim Bob, how's it going today, dude? The pickup on this is just about wide enough to deal with my crappy mowing. And that pleases me. Oh, it picks up and that shouldn't... I get why it's a thing, but it's silly. You can pick up silage in reverse if you really, really want to. There we go. Just take Black Sheep's Forest Eater to them nowadays. I mean, that works. That's totally a thing you can do. Have I had my pancakes yet today? I had one and it was kind of a tester. There are pancakes made. They will be had after dinner with a cup of tea. Is, I believe, the plan. What I did have today that was particularly nice was, and I'm sure people will disagree with me on this one, a watercress and egg mayonnaise sandwich. It's probably the closest I've gotten in years to being a vegetarian, or having taking a vegetarian option. Don't tend to sink trees, Texas bushes. I mean, I like. It's not something that I'm saying mappers shouldn't do, it's that I hate it, and I always complain. I get why it's done. I would do it myself. Egg mayonnaise, yes. See, I'm more curious about what people think of the watercress half of the sandwich, because that was the entire sandwich, was just egg mayonnaise and watercress. It was delicious. But I know watercress is kind of a nothing burger kind of dressing in anything. Considering it tastes of literally nothing. Maybe a bit peppery, that's about it. At least the leaf that I munched on did taste surprisingly peppery. What's watercress? It's a plant that you can literally grow in anything, Frederick. It's an edible little plant that you can grow literally if you get some moist some damp cotton wool and you put some watercress seeds in it. You can grow watercress. It's incredible. Has the music stopped again? Egg with a touch of pepper. Maybe should have put a bit of pepper on it, but it was like a pre-bought sandwich, so I wasn't gonna complain. Save me making my own sandwich. Yeah, pretzel's broken again. I'm not reopening it a second time. You made the sandwich? My mother bought it in Aldi. So, your guess is as good as mine. Stop! Power down. Oh, the music is still going, it's just incredibly quiet. Watercress is grown, mustard cress is grown, I think. I have grown watercress in wet cotton wool before, Max. You can grow watercress in pretty much anything. It's amazing. This is, we're gonna have excessive amounts of silage. What I will do in a second, though, is I will take a break from carting the actual grass silage, go up to the spare yard, the feed yard, and check on the silage we made last time. Your whole life is a lie. I'm sorry. Your class Jag 850 is your harvester. I mean, that works, Fred, but ye oldie toe behind does work just as well. I'm playing farm, so why are we talking about food? She's new. She's not watched the streams before. Food is top talk. There we go. Kind of looks like a weed, not really food. Yanis literally tastes of water. There's like no flavor off it. It's just put into stuff for a crunch. It's one of the very few greens that I'll actually eat. Perfect. Yeah, let's do the other thing real quick. I'm gonna bring the 800 up because if it is ready, I have a plan. I am a man and I have a plan. Which should worry everyone. Didn't watch streams. You might relax then. Just saw a third school shut near you later on the day due to a student show. See, SG, here's the trick. If you don't want to go to school, just catch a cold. Snow and pancakes for tea tonight. Is this ready? Is it ready? Yes. Fantastic. 222,000 liters of silage is ready. Right. You are coming with me. I have a plan and I've decided on the silly one. You? Okay, I've decided on the less silly one. Why is there two of these? Oh, that's for CSE. Let's get this. with yellow rims. And actually, Nokian tires make a bit of sense. Let's lease this for 10 grand. And let's lease... not skid steer wheel loaders. Do I have a second thing? Big! Yes! Lease! Okay, we can reattach the brown. Mini Torian? No, big JCB with big. Oh, that is big. That is a big boy. Will this fit into the shed? Ooh, it folds. It goes from big to box. Because I could totally use the Scorpion, but the level of can't be bothered is high. How much does this hold? Yes. It holds 7,500. Because I don't have that active. I actually don't like using that myself. Big. Do you know, it's probably actually faster to just drive this over to the silage holder and fill it up like, oops, like this. Yeah, that is actually faster. Okay. Tractor didn't need to be here. Tractor can be moved now. Get out of the way. Bright side, I'm going to keep this for a little while and use it for clamping when the silage is done. Steering sensitivity is way too high for this loader. I'm using my Xbox controller. I'm just making it do wiggles. Just run off the Axion. It's fine. By the way, I think the bunker there can hold 100,000 litres of silage, so I'm just going to fill it as much as it'll let me. Slightly concerned that I might not be able to pick up all the silage now. That'll buff out. I do need to bring, I've noticed, some hay over to the mixer. That's fine. Nokian tires in the pit? Yeah. They put a cool pattern into the silage. 'Tis but a scratch. 'Tis only a flesh wound. Perfect. Driving into bale. Makes your vision can come true. Can this actually do bales? It does not do bales. Your vision is a lie. Womp. Could you imagine seeing somebody do that with a loader in real life? Might have some hay if I leave the fields too long. It takes about 6 hours because I've got more than enough time to faff about. I'm well aware of the timings I'm working with, don't worry. Nom. Hey, watch. Could load the in-game cotton. I can totally see you doing... Yeah, I can see how you do that. It makes sense. As dumb as that sounds. My idea is flawless. Womp. I would love to see somebody yeeting a wheel loader up a silage pit like this in real life. Because everything would break and I would laugh. You've been here for a while just lurking. Shame on you, Welsh. Yep. I wonder if I can tip this over. No, but I can make it waddle. Excuse me, I'm just walking some silage over to the pit. You can imagine me driving a tractor in real life. I'd be a hell of a lot more careful in in real life. The loader's too low. See, in Farm Sim you don't get the same feedback as you would in real life. In real life that would have been an amazing shower of sparks. In Farm Sim it's just like, oh, I can't turn anymore. Whereas the milk, it is all sold. That's why I have some actual money. And a wheel loader. And a 7810. And a new field. Need some burgers, then I wouldn't need as much feed. I am tempted to sell some of the cows, to be fair. Okay, this time I didn't put the loader down too low. Yay. I'm enjoying the miracle front on this thing, because... like, that is just a straight drop-off. Oh no, there's kind of a scoop gone out of it somehow. But, yeah, that's kind of impressive. Weird. Well, I don't know what I've just done to the pit, but I've done something. Hey, I did exactly what I wanted to. The joy of that mixer, by the way, is that I can throw as much as I want in seasons, doesn't affect anything because it's technically gone. It's technically destroyed. The way they've been breeding, technically it's free money. I mean, literally I could sell off how many cows and it'd be free money? 43 cows. And I'd still be left back at square one with 50 cows. However, I'm tempted to keep the cows because already we've got 700 litres of milk. Despite selling off about 150,000 litres in the last day. So, I'm fine with having hideous numbers of cows because the milk is going to pay for the fields they need. The fields I need to keep up with the damn things. And then the crops can pay for more equipment for those fields. It's a system that actually works. And the farm is organic. Like, the only non-organic thing I put down is herbicide. Cows that have been born are calves and worth nothing. Ah, but you see, Liam, you see, there is an ingenious plan at play. My ingenious plan at play is purchased Pachinko, Playmobil, Panorama. No, my ingenious plan is I'm going to keep all the cows, and then as time goes on, we'll just get hideously more amounts of milk from a comical number of cows. It's a foolproof, but it's a Dave-proof plan. Mainly because I came up with it. It's going to go wrong somehow. I probably should have also repaired the Axion while I was in the workshop. I'm going to bring this down to the workshop and repair it up. Because it's down at 30-ish% functions. No, it's near 25%. I was right first time. There we go. And repair for $1,000, yes. Now those new cows will give milk for another 3 years. It's about a year and a bit, Liam. Because I'm... Oh yeah, you're right. But I'll still get the hideous amounts of milk from the cows that are already of age. And as it stands, that amount of milk is going to see the cows through. It'll give me enough money to buy another field or two. For expanding the arable operation. Plus, I'll have the actual crops from the arable operation. I'll need to sell the older ones before they do. I think I'm almost as well off just keeping the cows until they die. Of old age. Like, is there any negative to leaving the cows die of old age? Do they, like, eat progressively more food as they get older, or is there any negative that happens other than they die? They die at 10. There's plenty of time left for these cows then. They take more to look at. Okay. So yeah, there's a negative that I'll need to be aware of. However, all the cows now are currently like 2 and a bit. 0.1 year newborn. Oh, hang on now. Now I'm gonna have to go through the list of cows. Hang on. 1.4. Yeah, my oldest cows are 3 years. So there's... I think we're fine on cow ages for another like 5 years in game. At which point the younger cows, the hideous number of younger cows, will have taken over on the milk production. Oh, for Christ's sake, will you grow up, you moron? Go find somebody else to try and annoy. Mods, whoops, wrong button. It's time for the Undertaker to arrive. I've already been banned on one account already. Thought you would have learned your lesson and gone away then. At least I'm doing something vaguely productive with my time. Thank you, Yanis. There's Carturix with the double timeout. Future reference, Cart. If you hear the gong, it means ban. Don't like saying ban that guy. So if you hear this noise, when I'm complaining about somebody, it usually means Let the Undertaker come for them. Because I do also use that noise as a notification bell. There's no need. Like, I'm fine having a conversation with people, but if they're just going to come in and start ignoring me, or not ignoring, abusing me, then I'm not going to engage. I should use that gong for everything. I really want to, but it would annoy people. I do like how I accidentally pressed the sad trombone, though. Like, my fail was actually the fail noise. On the bright side, the mods have the mods have all arrived. Hey, Tara. The gong of waking up the mods. I used it with Simulate last time I wanted to... I think it was the same guy I got rid of. And he knew immediately what I wanted. Wrestling noises. Helpful for all. Best code. Been here for a while and you didn't think of using your mod on him? You're getting lazy in your old age, Chris. There we go. Then again, I should have expected you to be here when I'm doing silage. It is literally your favorite thing in the world. This is the this is the weirdest way to do silage in Farm Sim, but it works. If Follow Me was less angry, or if the Lely was a bit less angry about Follow Me, I would totally just use the class on Follow Me, but it gets angry for some reason. It gets angry and goes on strike, so... If you're wondering why I'm using it the way that I am, I don't know why the Lely gets angry, just deal with it. I do like, though, how I am able to use these two silos as backups now. Because what I'll do is I'll just ferment this silage and I can, in theory, cart it all up to the top yard. Yeah, Liam, I have noticed that. Follow Me has a habit of getting angrier now. And I wonder if it's a case of it might need a bit of a remaster for the next game. I think the code for Follow Me is kind of at the limits of what it's able to do, and it's getting progressively more angry with being asked to do things. Could I get Courseplay to follow me around the field? No, unfortunately not. I guess I could if I Coursplayed both, but the Harvester gets angry when it's Coursplayed. Like, it's a case of Courseplay gets angry with things, and then Follow Me gets angry at life, and the Harvester gets angry with Follow Me, and it's just anger all the way down, really. Hey, William Gaming. Like, it's just layers of anger all stacked on each other when I try and do stuff in Farm Sim occasionally. Let's get this one in. Close that. Also, yes, my keyboard is... you couldn't see it. My keyboard is, like, way off over here now. Because I found that when I'm doing writing and stuff, to see the Gold Crest came out today, yes. I'm not all that interested in it. It was an okay map in 17, but I don't like returning to old farm sim maps. Like old base game maps, because the base game maps get pretty old pretty quick. Unfortunately. I think that the base game maps are definitely improving. They definitely did for 19, and I hope they will again for the next game, but it's just a case that they get old real quick and people get bored of them real quick. And not even nostalgia can save that. Or can counter that. This deer is getting angry. It's also drinking fuel like there's no tomorrow. Holy cow. It has a bug with Field 15. What's wrong with Field 15? I can't go through the hedge because I've got a harvester on the back. What's wrong with Field 15? Trying to remember if there's a bug with the field in 17. And they've accidentally recreated it. They did. I'm wondering if they've done such a good conversion of the map that it has the same bugs. There we go. This triple row is just insane amounts of grass. Is it a caterpillar? Hired worker doesn't work. Are you a silly question, but I have to ask it. Are you trying to do a job that the hired worker can normally do on Field 15? Because a surprising amount of the time when I ask that question, people say, oh, I'm trying to do this thing and it won't do it. It's like, no, the hired worker can't do that. Yeah, base maps are set up to be friendly for everything, but they're kind of... I like the 19 base maps, still do. That for a reason came back to power off on restart. It sounds like some of the intermittent issues I had with my USB ports in the old case. Not a single issue with the new case yet. You're using the subsoiler. Is that I'm trying to remember. Is the subsoiler ranked as a plow or a cultivator? Because if it's ranked as the same if it's ranked to the same growth state that the field is already in, it will not work. And that could be your entire problem there, William. Like if it's a cultivator and the field's already cultivated, it won't work. You'd have to use like a plow or a seeder. So that's what you need to check next. They have their own category. Yes, but it's the field state that it leaves it in is what I'm wondering, Bradley. And I can't remember off the top of my head. So it doesn't matter if it's ranked as, if it's like classed as a plow or classed as a cultivator, it's how it leaves the field. If it leaves the field cultivated, okay, so yeah, if the field is cultivated, the subsoiler won't work. It's the same as if you try and plow with a hired worker. A field is already plowed, they'll just get angry and quit. Yeah, it's what they leave behind that's important when you're thinking about hired workers, not what they're ranked as. Or what they're classed as in the shop. It's what they're classed as in the game code and what they leave behind. You cultivated a harvest field? Yes, you can totally do that. because it leaves behind a harvested texture. You cannot cultivate with a hired worker a cultivated field, because the hired worker thinks it's already finished. That's where the problem is the hired workers looking to find the texture that is left behind the machine. And if the field already has the same texture and the same growth layer, effectively, is what it's ranked as, it will get the worker thinks it's finished immediately. So if you try and subsoil a cultivated field, or a field that has just been cultivated or has the cultivated texture down, it will not work, because the hired worker will think it's already finished. And it's not a bug, but it does that. It's an intended feature. Otherwise, the hired workers would work infinitely and cost you all the money in the game. It's an intended feature to just try and save you money in game. Also, yes, they do get angry when they see trees. Hired workers are particularly stupid. So, I'll explain how hired workers work real quick, because I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it without going into hyper detail. So, let me think. Is there a cultivated field nearby? Just gonna run around and look for a field. That's harvested. That's not gonna be a good example. That's harvested. Not a good example. Is there any field that is cultivated? Good grief. No. Good. That complicates matters. You hire the hard worker to harvest the field, it won't either. What you gotta check is the ready to harvest state. So, my canola's ready to harvest, by the way. I didn't notice that. So we can do some harvesting. That's gone ahead of time. You need to go into this menu here, by pressing like the pause button, and make sure that the field is the correct color. So I'm looking for oranges, like field 3 here, and field 18, 38, 22, 25, 32, and 37. They're all ready to harvest. Greens, like up here in field 1, means that it's not ready to harvest, and that it's still growing, but it'll be ready to harvest soon, this shade of green means. These purples mean that it's already harvested. If there was a light blue, it would mean it was cultivated. If there was a different shade of light blue, thank you for that, Giants, it would mean that it was plowed. Also, yeah, if it's raining in-game, you cannot harvest. If it's rained recently in seasons, and you're using the seasons mod, you cannot harvest because the crop will still be wet. A lot of what people occasionally think are bugs are intended features that they don't understand, unfortunately. And that's just... I was in that position at one point. You know, you learn by thinking that, oh, this is broken because it's not working, and then you do a bit of looking around and ask a couple of questions maybe, or look up a couple of YouTube videos, and you realize, hang on, no, that's actually intended. Is it the right header? You might be using the wrong header for the crop. You gotta get the correct header. Corn... I'm trying to think now. I'm thinking off the top of my head and it's not gonna work very well. Corn and sunflowers, I think, need special headers. But sunflowers is non-specific. Just turn off crop moisture. I do that when I'm desperate to get crops in, to be fair. All the rest of the crops can use the same header, except sugarcane, poplars, potatoes, and sugar beet. They all need special harvesters. Because of course they do. Because it wouldn't be convenient otherwise. Yeah, are you using a combine harvester, not a forage harvester? There is a difference. There's a series of questions you have to ask when something's not working, and it all boils down to, am I using the right equipment for this job? And is the job one that the hired worker is willing to do? Because hired workers won't do some jobs. Combine. Is the combine full? Is the combine unfolded? I'm with you there, cause that's why I don't use hired workers too much. Like, they throw a tantrum if you fart in the wrong direction. I'm just going to do it myself. It's easier. Hey, Nate. It has been a while, dude. Nice to see you around again. Brendan, hello. What time is it? Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Ah, a little bit longer. There's no Landy to kick me off the stream. I'm gonna go until we get this trailer full. Just because. Reasons of because I can. You're on PC. Why would the hired worker not be working? Are you using a modded combine, William? Sometimes modded combines get angry when you try and use hired workers. I'm doing pretty good. I went for a walk today and got rained on, and then the ice age came and it snowed, and I had a pancake. It sounds like a 6-year. I sound like a 6-year-old telling a story. It's like, I did a walking and then it rained and then it snowed and then pancake. Is that a feature? Is that legit a feature, Max? I did not know you could lock workers into, like, proper work days. Hey, Massey. I think, William, what's happening is the crops either are withered or not ready to harvest yet. They would be my guesses as to what's going on. Or the game's confused and thinks it's still raining, because sometimes it's not actually raining and the game gets confused and says, oh, it's raining now. But there's nothing falling from the sky. But it's raining. But it's completely dry. Raining. I have not seen rain in the game in 3 weeks. But rain? I thought it was the only work between... Maybe. I thought that was a mod, Max. 1.5 viewers liked the stream tonight. Nice! It's been a chill stream, to be fair. And I've made money, so... Steve, you need dev console on for that. That is a dev console limited thing. Giving him bad advice. Your log file is located in My Documents, My Games, and then Farming Simulator 19. You'll find a text file, a .txt, that just says log. If you open that and send it to Steve, he will have a look through it and tell you what's going wrong. Usually, but not always, problems are in the log file. In fact, I can show you by using the method Steve was suggesting. Because my log does contain errors, or should. It can't get out of there. My log should contain errors. And it does! The 435S is got max rotation issues. Physics warnings for the grass material? Oh! That's something for CD to know, is the pipe effect on the lily is a bit wonked, apparently. Where are all the errors? There should be like a crap ton of errors up here somewhere. There we go. Right, there's an error. It'll open XML file. That shouldn't be an XML. Ah, didn't do the errors today. Okay. Yeah, the log opens with Notepad. You don't need special stuff. You saw me out in town the other night. Impressive, considering I was indoors. I don't know who you think I am, but I'm not the person you saw. Alright, works fine so far. He's on the convert of the FS17 map. That is going to do it for today. I get to do some banning, which is nice. I'll be back tomorrow with some more... No, with Flight Sim tomorrow. Oh, cart! Oh, wait, no, I still get to do some banning. Hooray! You bopped the wrong one, cart. Allegedly. I'll be back tomorrow with some Flight Sim. I haven't planned anything for that. Whoops. Apparently I need to do some planning tonight. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.